this was a excellent commentary done on this. This was from prophecynewswatch.com. Bill C9 changes everything for Canadian Christians. So I want to get into this and what they wrote. So I want to give them credit. But listen how this is worded, and they did an excellent job on breaking this down. And this is what's terrifying. Supporters describe the legislation as a necessary step to combat hatred and protect vulnerable groups. Okay? The bill expands Canada's hate crime and hate propaganda laws and introduces new measures designed to address hate-motivated conduct. On the surface, many Canadians may see little reason for concern. However, buried within this legislation is a change that has many Christians concerned. That's what we want to talk about today. Civil liberties advocates, and
well, because the thing is, they're trying to home in on his truth, okay? Because he gonna make a good point if he didn't make it already. It's lucky for the distraction, man. But he mentioned something about like street preachers, and we know the spirit.
All right, call hello, Yahawashi. It's your brother Barak. Come back on your another one through the spirit of Yahawashi. First and foremost, I give all praise, honor, glory, be unto the Father and the Son, Yahawashi. Double honor to those and apostles of their great millstone, ruling time in His truth, and its sincere citation be unto the brethren, pushing His word through truth, and sincere His life in it to do so. Alright? Let's lock you. I'm the brother Barak. Come back out here another one. Just praying power of Yahawashi. Again, just back out here. I seen this video from the brother GMS KC Prophets, and I thought I'd piggyback off of it a little bit. Especially being because I'm actually in Canada myself, all right, and you know, I keep up with a lot of Canadian news, but you know, this is among some of the several problems that are going on over here. You know, and I mentioned this before. Bill C9. I think there's another bill. I don't know what it's called. I think it's Bill C11 or B19, something to that effect. All right, but Canada's trying to propose new you know, laws against speaking out. Obviously they're gonna say Christians, but you already know who they're really targeting, okay? Because Christians are already controlled. You know, they're under 501c3 charters. To get tidings, they have to, not even without the 501c3 charter, they have to like appease to their people, their congregation. So obviously they're gonna have to lie and say certain things, okay? So even without that 501c3 charter, okay, you already know they're not talking about Christians. They're talking about guys like that on the screen. They're talking about, of course, us that are out every week, okay, teaching this word, okay. They're talking about, what is it called? Anybody who's speaking out against anything, okay, to high standards, man, okay. Not these people that are half-assing the truth and giving you the runaround. No, none of that shit, all right. And like I mentioned this before, man, but these bills, man, they're really trying to push them, okay? They're really trying to push them, all right? In America, they're trying to as well, but it's kind of a hassle, but they're really close to pushing it over here in Canada, man, okay? Right, heavily surveillance place, okay? And, yeah, man, this is the beginning of the famine of the word, man. We already told you guys, okay? We already told you guys to the spirit that things like this were going to come to pass, okay? We're not going to be on the street teaching for much longer. That's the way I see it, okay? I was already saying from the beginning of 2026, this year feels heavy, okay? I think a lot of things are going to get ready to happen this year that are going to alter, you know, alter what's going on, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna just play a little bit more.
That's talking about us, because who goes out to the streets and take their ministry?
Exactly.
The Hebrew Israelites.
Exactly.
free speech defenders are all sounding the alarm on this. Again, I want to re-emphasize something here. For decades, Canada's criminal code contained a defense that protected the good faith expressions of opinions on religious subjects and religious texts in certain hate promotion cases. This new bill has completely stripped all protection of that. It's gone. There's no protection. Now, Why is that important? Because supporters argue that the change closes a loophole that could potentially be abused to justify genuine hatred. Critics see something very different. They warn that the parliament now has removed an important safeguard that helped protect religious expression. What this
Yeah, the Constitution says that you have freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom of religion to express your religion. So that's why we're able to go out there and say what we got to say without any harassment. All right. So I said, I asked a question. I said, if you're asking what Canada and United States and British Columbia have in common, here are a few similarities, because Canada and the United States is part of the NATO, but I think UK is part of the EU. It says United States and Canada are neighboring countries in North America. British Columbia is a province of Canada that shares a border with the U.S. states of Washington, Idaho, and Montana. Also, Washington, D.C. is part of British Columbia, too, so keep that in mind. Okay, that's why lawyers have to pass the bar exam.
Exactly. You know, they're all connected at the end of the day. And it doesn't even matter if they were, like, allies or not, man. Really and truly, because this shit is all connected, guys. Okay? All of it's all connected. It's all together. It's all connected. Okay? So, whichever way you want to look at it, it doesn't matter, because behind the scenes, Esau is plotting. Okay? You don't think he's sitting there, yo, how do we shut these guys from exposing us making data centers, us trying to push out these agendas like false flags, the Karagma, World War III. How do we just stop them from talking about this entirely? How do we just target the problem with one hit? Two birds, one stone. You don't think Esau's behind the scenes doing that? Okay? Right? They're tired of taking on the videos and IP banning you and all that shit. They just want to knock the problem out all at once. Hey, let's make a bill. Hey, let's change a law. You know, right? But they can't really change the law, because that takes a long process. So what do? They create bills or legislations. Okay, that's all they got to do. Okay, laws take too long, and you got to get people to agree on it. You got to go to Congress. You got to go through politicians. You got to get votes and all this and that. You know, that just takes too long. So let's make a bill, and let's just vote on it all at once. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter, man. Okay, because Esau's behind the woodworks making all this shit go. Okay? Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 26, it says, and I'll make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that those shall be dumb, and those shall not be a reprover to them, for they are rebellious house. Exactly. Because, hey man, we already did what we needed to do, man. We got all the blood off our hands. We've been out there teaching. We've been doing these sit downs like this. Okay, we've been laboring in this thing, man. Okay, and it's coming to the time where, you know, the elect is pretty much sealed. So there's not really there's not really much we need to do. You know, there's not really much we need to what is it called, say anymore, man. We're pretty much a broken record at this point. Okay, we are a broken record at this point, man. All right, so that's pretty much what it is. Okay, these people are still lost. For the most part, they're still lost. The real way they're really waking up, okay, is if Esau probably comes out, and you probably still won't believe that. All right, and what I mean by Esau coming out full on, tell you, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and Esau has countless times. He symbolically says it. He says it right in front of your face. He plays in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Okay, we're not gonna be correcting y'all no more. We're not going to be on those street corners. We're not going to be able to do these videos. You're not going to be able to go on YouTube and get breakdowns. I've said this in the past as well, but you know, you can't find a lot of breakdowns on YouTube no more. I remember back in the day, if I needed a breakdown from GMS, they had the old YouTube channels up. Man, a lot of those channels are gone. So the Lord is slowly prying away, man. Like, he's slowly starting to take away your guys' ability to what is it called, to get this truth. Okay, that's why we say get it while you can. All right.
Which stands for British something registry or some shit like that. Bar Association, which is signed off by the Queen, by the way. It says, here's the relationship how it works today. Canada is a fully sovereign, independent country, but can't be because they have restrictions on laws now. You can't really speak out against them. So that's not sovereign, okay? It says it makes and enforces its own laws through its own federal and provincial governments. Historically, is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations and voluntary associated of independent countries, which many of which were once part of the British Empire. It says Canada is also a constitutional monarchy, okay, which means the 1% rules, right? That means King Charles III is the king of Canada, but he does not govern Canada or make its laws. How the hell are you a king and you don't govern it? Alright? That's those, what you call vassal states. It says Canada's elected parliament and provincial legislation making any laws, which parliament is the equivalent to the United States Congress. Okay? So they say the United Kingdom don't have authority over Canada, but they still influence its laws to some degree, because if you're a king over Canada, but you don't have any authority, then how the hell are you a king? Okay? So let's go here in the book of...
Exactly, man. And that's how that's what it really is, because, hey, man, you know, America, Australia, England, Canada, all these Western nations, man, they're really, this shit's a movie, man. Okay? You know, here it is that these people are supposed to be in charge, and, you know, really they got people to answer to. You know what I'm saying? And that's why your voting doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in charge, because all those people, they got to answer to their higher ups, man. Okay? Their higher ups, they want this shit to come to pass. They want that charagma. They want these laws passed. They want the people to be silenced. You know what I mean? Okay? But it doesn't matter, man, because, hey, the will of the Lord's already done. You know, the truth is out there. We don't gotta, you know, really do much anymore, man. We just gotta, you know, keep our foot on your necks. We're gonna keep going out there. We're gonna keep teaching till we can. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, we know that that's prophecy, because that famine of the word is supposed to come to pass, guys. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 11. Oh, no, yeah, chapter 13, verse 11. It says, for we can do nothing against the truth but for it, okay? It doesn't matter how much channels you delete. It don't matter you try and demonize this, because that's what's going to come next, is the demonization there. Again, I told you guys, right, when I was doing that in transit video a couple weeks ago, all right? What happened, right? What happened, guys? I stated that what? They're all going to group us in together as T's. They're going to call us T's. T-E-R-R. You get the rest. You know what I'm talking about. Okay? All right, they're going to get ready to to label us that, man. Okay? They're going to get ready to label us that. All right? So you already know what's coming next. All right? And we all know that that's prophecy. We don't need to be confused and, oh, why is this happening? And, oh, that's effed up and blah, blah, blah. No, we don't need to do that, man. We know why everything is happening. We know why the Lord is bringing this famine. Okay? Because it's entering into the next stages of what's to come. Okay? It says, verse 9, for we are glad when we are weak, ye are strong, and this also we wish, even your perfection. Okay? So there you go, man. Alright? You can't do nothing for the truth or against the truth, but for it. Esau's really helping the truth, because let's say, oh, these guys are da-da-da-da-da, they're this, they're doing that. Guess what's going to happen, guys? Guess what's going to happen? Even if we go in the news, people are going to be intrigued. Who are these people? Let's look it up. Boom, boom, boom. Why do you think the Lord had the internet created, guys? So the word can spread like wildfire. The word's out there, man. Okay, you see brothers teaching in the Philippines, Africa. Come on, man. How do you think that happened? Okay? All the demonization they try to do, right? All they always trying to talk about. Right? All these people coming against the truth, even the people coming against the truth, they're helping the truth because they're spreading it. All their followers they have followers, and then they have followers. Their followers have followers, and they're watching. Then they spread it. Hey, man, like wildfire. You know, and it's a beautiful thing, because it really and truly you see who really has the power. Not to say that we have the power, but Yahawashi has the power, man. Okay, we ain't gotta do none of this extra ass shit where we're scared, man. It's prophecy, man. It's prophecy. We're good. We are good, man. Okay, we are good, and rightfully so, man. We gonna be excited because we know what comes next. All right, we don't gotta go out no more and teach and keep talking to you freaking you hard-headed ass jakes and shit. Okay, you goofy ass heathens that come up and, oh, can we be saved? No, we ain't gotta do we ain't gotta do that no more. Okay, the prophecy is fulfilled. Okay, Amos chapter 8 verse 11, it says, behold, the days comes of the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine for bread nor thirst for water, but of hearing of the words of the Lord. Exactly. Okay, so we know these people, you people already lack faith. We ain't tripping. We ain't tripping, man. You already lack faith. That's why you're tweaking in this place, right? They're tweaking because they trust in this place so goddamn much. They have nothing else to lean on. They have nothing else to trust in, guys. Think about it. Okay? They care about the money. They care about the jobs. They care about paying taxes and getting the broads here. And, man, we don't give a damn about none of that, man. All that shit will come to us, man. All we got to do is serve Yahawashi and hold this faith fast, man. Alright? So with that, man, I hope you guys edified through Spirit Bible Yahawashi. I don't want to, go too long and keep rambling, but hopefully you guys are edified. I'm going to give all praise, honor, glory to the Father, and Son, Yahawashi. And until next time, Shalom, Akims.